Thank you, Your Excellency. I am Ralph. I am Tim's co-partner and co-director in Commonwealth Exchange. As he's mentioned, I'm going to talk through some of the programmes we're looking to run. But before that, I just want to share with you my vision, my eureka moment, if you will, for the Commonwealth. And it came when I thought, if you were going to put together a network of countries, say around 50 of them, that you wanted to bring about global free trade, global exchange, global interaction, what would it look like? And I just could not come up with anything better than the Commonwealth. If you think about it, you've got a presence in every continent, in North America, South America, Europe, of course, down under in Australasia, and a particularly strong presence in the booming economies of Africa and Southeast Asia. You're getting seasick, yeah? Just give me a shout. Moving on. It's not just in every continent, it's actually in every inhabited time zone. This is a network that truly never sleeps. That's an incredible call to power. But it's not just about the countries in the Commonwealth, it's about their wider networks as well. It's about linking in across the world. And aside from a dizzying array of acronyms, that is just a selection of the various international agreements, organisations, trade groups and political groupings that the Commonwealth is part of through its membership. Beyond the geopolitics, you've got an incredibly sizable population, just under a third of the world, which just under a quarter of speak the same language fluently. In fact, if you remove India from the bloc, it's over half of the remainder. That's an incredible link, particularly when you consider that English is the language of the internet and it is the language of business. It dominates in both those sectors. On business particularly, because that's what we are all about, it's about trade, it's about growth, it's about relieving poverty, you'd obviously want a sizable GDP. And again, the Commonwealth steps up with just under 20% of global GDP. It's an incredible start, and when you consider that the Commonwealth is growing at a much faster rate to the rest of the world, it's only going to get better. Beyond that, it's also worth considering that it's not just a homogeneous network of identical countries, it's an incredibly diverse economic grouping, with a particularly strong services base, but also an incredible industrial and agricultural setup. Equally, you've got an almost perfect balance of low, lower middle, upper middle, and high-income countries. Literally, you could not do better, and I challenge you to do so if you think you can. Beyond that, it's not just about the Commonwealth. This evening is about what CX are going to do about it. And our programmes fall broadly into two categories. We're looking to help it grow as a network and also help embrace the network. On the first point, starting with helping it grow, as Tim's mentioned, we're looking to put together a series of business guides to help Commonwealth SMEs in particular export, expand and grow into the Commonwealth. The FSB recently surveyed their members, and great news for the Commonwealth that one of the biggest barriers identified, 15% of them, picked out language and cultural barriers. We're already ahead on that front. But they also identified 19% red tape, 11% said legal uncertainties, and 12% said lack of support. That's where we want to come in. So we're building these trade exchange guides, which have content for Commonwealth countries and for SMEs, easy to read breakdowns, how-to guides for navigating trade barriers and getting through red tape. There's no point, we've got this incredible network, there's no point in strangling it. So moving on from that, we will then hopefully, in doing so, also identify where there are weak points. We can then, on the one hand, lobby and campaign to reduce the red tape, to overcome those barriers, but also on the other hand, put together a network of business mentors, entrepreneurs who've already done it and can pass on that knowledge to SMEs who are trying to expand. As I said, the other strand of our activity is about building awareness and positivity for the Commonwealth. For too many people, the Commonwealth is just the games, the Queen and the occasional row in the papers. It's so much more than that, and we need to shout about it. Knowledge is the start. As Tim has mentioned, the flags in Parliament Square. We've got them around the room tonight, but they are not flying in Parliament Square. This year they've only flown for 2 separate days. But the flagpoles stay there, stay empty. Let's have them up there so that people visiting this country from across the Commonwealth know that they have friends and family here, that we are part of the same network when they see their flag at the heart of British democracy. At the same time, if they're watching from abroad, you've got the BBC helicopters running around, can see their flags in Parliament Square right at the heart of Britain. And from that, we can then encourage other countries to do the same. We want these flags flying in every capital city of the Commonwealth for as long as it is possible to do. on the other side of knowledge, it's also important to recognise that we are a family and we should know what's going on with our other family members. As a result, we've put together a news page on our website, as you can see here. And a lot of the news we hear from the Commonwealth is negative. We only hear things when something's gone wrong, when there's been a disaster, when there's an argument over CHOGM or anything else. We don't hear the positive stories, and there are hundreds of them. And that's what we're looking to do. So initially, starting on 2 days a week, you will get 5 top stories, just giving you a flavour of what's going on in the Americas and Caribbean, Africa and Europe, and Asia and Pacific. Through the day, you'll just get 5 stories from each of those regions, focusing on the trade, the growth, the booming economies that are out there, showing that there is a positive vision and a future for the Commonwealth, and it's not just backdated. The other side of things, Tim's already mentioned the cricket match. I know there's a few people in the room who are quite keen on that idea. It is frankly a travesty that cricket is not in the Commonwealth Games. If you look at the Test rankings at the moment, all top 10 are Commonwealth countries. We need to recognise that and embrace that. So we're looking to run a series of charity cricket matches alongside the Games, where we can bring together former and current players from across the Commonwealth, school children from the local area and further afield, celebrities, all sorts of groups of people, and play a series of matches over a day or two, not only to raise awareness, but also hopefully to raise a large amount of money for good causes across the Commonwealth and for scholarships for Commonwealth students. Final programme I just want to touch on, I know Tim has already, concerns the Commonwealth War Graves. As we've said, we are a very forward-looking organisation, but it is important not to forget what's gone before. And we plan to bring groups of students and young children from schools across the UK and across the rest of the Commonwealth together to do just trips out there to help maintain these graves. There is no more tangible way of bringing the youth and the future of the Commonwealth together with its past in a tangible and socially beneficial way.